Picture this. You're Keir Starmer. You've just won the biggest political prize in Britain. You're sitting pretty in number 10, and suddenly nearly 750,000 people are basically screaming, "We want a divorce," through an online petition. That's not exactly the honeymoon period you'd expect, is it? Well, buckle up, buttercups, because Sir Keir is having what can only be described as a proper political meltdown, and it's absolutely glorious to watch. Right, let's dive straight into this political car crash, shall we? Because what we're witnessing isn't just your garden-variety government wobble. Oh no, this is a full-blown existential crisis wrapped in a Labour rosette and served with a side of parliamentary panic. So here's the tea, and it's piping hot. Over 700,000 people have signed a petition demanding an immediate general election. 700,000. That's more people than live in Liverpool. These aren't just your usual keyboard warriors either. These are proper voters who've looked at Starmer's government and thought, you know what? I've seen enough. Thanks very much. Can we please have our money back? And how has our beloved Prime Minister responded to this democratic outcry? With all the grace and composure of a chocolate teapot in a heat wave. Starmer's basically stuck his fingers in his ears, started humming "Things Can Only Get Better," and pretended this massive petition is just background noise. It's like watching someone try to ignore a fire alarm while their house burns down around them. But here's where it gets absolutely bonkers, and trust me, you're going to love this bit. The House Speaker has now waded into this mess, and let me tell you, they're not pulling any punches. When the Speaker starts making noises about general elections, you know things have gone from a bit awkward to constitutional crisis brewing faster than you can say early retirement plan. Now, before we go any further, let's just appreciate the sheer audacity of the situation. Labour spent 14 years in opposition, 14 whole years, dreaming about getting back into power. They practically wore out their vocal cords shouting about how terrible the Tories were, how they'd fix everything, how they'd be different. And now they're getting a masterclass in why being careful what you wish for isn't just a saying. It's a survival strategy. The petition itself is a thing of beauty, really. It's like a digital middle finger pointed straight at Westminster, and it's growing faster than mold on forgotten bread. The people behind it argue that the majority need and want change, which is political speak for, "This isn't what we ordered. Can we speak to the manager?" And here's the kicker. Once a petition hits 100,000 signatures, Parliament has to consider it for debate. We're talking about 7 times that amount. This isn't just crossing a threshold, it's pole vaulting over it while doing backflips and sticking the landing. But wait, it gets better. The government's response to this democratic uprising is pure comedy gold. They've essentially said, "Thanks for your concern, but we're too busy fixing the foundations to care about your silly little petition." It's like a builder telling you they are too busy laying bricks to notice your house is on fire. In their official response, and I kid you not, this is real, the Cabinet Office has trotted out every political cliché in the book. They are fixing the foundations. They are delivering change. They are going to put more jobs and money in people's pockets. It reads like a politician's Mad Libs game gone wrong. All they are missing is promising to make the trains run on time and cure the common cold. They've also rolled out the classic "we inherited unprecedented challenges" defense. Unprecedented. As if every government in history hasn't inherited problems from their predecessors. It's like a teenager saying they can't clean their room because their parents left it messy, except the teenager is running the country and the room is the entire British economy. The government claims they inherited crumbling public services and crippled public finances. Well, no kidding. Sherlock. That's literally why people voted for change. But here's the thing about promising change. People expect you to, actually change things, not just complain about how hard it is while petition signatures keep climbing. Speaking of climbing, let's talk numbers for a hot second. 700,000 signatures isn't just impressive. It's absolutely massive in political terms. To put this in perspective, that's roughly the population of Leeds demanding a do-over. Imagine if the entire city of Leeds just collectively said, "Nah, we're good. Can we try again?" That's the scale we're dealing with here. And Starmer's response? Radio silence mixed with bureaucratic waffle. He's treating this like it's a minor inconvenience rather than a political earthquake. It's like watching someone try to put out a forest fire with a water pistol while insisting everything's under control. The really delicious irony here is that Labour built their entire campaign on being the voice of the people, the party that listens, the alternative to out-of-touch Tory elites. And now, faced with nearly 750,000 people literally asking for their voice to be heard through the most democratic means available, what do? They essentially pat everyone on the head and say, the grown-ups are talking now. But here's where the speaker entering the fray changes everything. When parliamentary procedure starts getting weaponized, you know the gloves are coming off. The speaker calling for general elections isn't just political theatre, it's constitutional drama of the highest order. It's like the referee suddenly joining one of the teams mid-match. The government's insistence that they are delivering on their manifesto of change would be laughable if it weren't so tragic. Mate, you've been in power for what feels like 5 minutes, and already nearly 1 million people want to send you packing. That's not delivering change. That's delivering chaos with a side order of buyer's remorse. Their promise to unite public and private sectors, national, devolved and local government, business and unions, and the whole of civil society sounds lovely on paper. But right now they can't even unite their own party behind the idea that this petition isn't a big deal. It's like promising to conduct a symphony when you can't even tune your own instrument. And let's not forget the cherry on top of this political sundae. They're rejecting sticking plaster solutions of the past. Well, ignoring 700,000 voters demanding accountability sounds like the biggest sticking plaster of all. It's like saying you're going to solve world hunger while ignoring the empty plates right in front of you. The next general election isn't due until 2029, which in political terms might as well be next century. But here's the thing about democracy. It doesn't run on government timetables. When the people speak this loudly, this consistently, and this persistently, pretending not to hear them isn't leadership, it's political deafness. What we're witnessing isn't just a petition, it's a political reckoning. It's the British public collectively raising their hand and saying, "Excuse me, but this isn't what we ordered." And Starmer's response? He's basically telling them they'll eat what they are given and like it. The beautiful thing about this whole situation is how perfectly it encapsulates everything that's wrong with modern politics. Politicians make grand promises, win elections, and then act surprised when people expect them to actually deliver. It's like ordering a 5-star meal and getting served beans on toast, then having the chef explain why beans on toast is actually better for you. So here we are, watching Sir Keir Starmer slowly melt under the pressure of actual democratic accountability, while his government issues statements that read like they were written by a committee of robots programmed exclusively on political cliches. Meanwhile, that petition just keeps growing, like a digital snowball rolling down the hill of public discontent, gathering momentum and signatures with every passing day. The real question isn't whether this petition will force a general election, because constitutionally, that's about as likely as finding a unicorn in your back garden. The real question is how long Starmer can keep pretending that nearly 750,000 people demanding change is just background noise in his mission-led government symphony. Thanks for watching UK Pancakes. If this political meltdown has got your blood pumping as much as mine, smash that like button, hit subscribe for more Westminster chaos, and let me know in the comments whether you think Starmer can survive this democratic uprising or if it's toast, and not the good kind. See you in the next one where we'll probably be covering whatever constitutional crisis erupts next, because let's face it, this is British politics and the drama never stops.